All right, there we go. Yo, 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 Panther Nation, what's good? Welcome back to Two Fans in the Stands. I am your favorite armchair GM, CJ.
And I am your favorite couch scout extraordinaire, aka Pastor Trenches, better known as Tony, in the building. Cuz what it is, what it ain't. What's happening?
Hey, let me say, the damn technical difficulties is what happened. We apologize for being late, but look,
Yeah,
everything from my damn Bluetooth wouldn't work. Oh God, I thought my audio wasn't working because I can't see, on our software when it lets you know when the audio is working, the little mic jumps like this.
right.
But I spent 20 minutes trying to figure it out, and Tony told me, "No, I can hear you just fine." Okay.
Yeah.
So then we go to start the stream, and EV Mux is like, yeah, give us a minute. We just got out the shower. We trying to get dressed and get to the car. Just give us a second. Then I
Right.
ended the live, started another live, and then realized it started without the thumbnail. So I ended that one, redid the thumbnail, put it back in there, and started it again. So
But
yeah.
that all that happened because even Musk tried to start the car and something was wrong with the alternator. It wouldn't turn over, so the car
Bruh.
wouldn't start. Now I'm gonna chop it up to that. Which in 2 out of 3 years we've used EV mugs. It has never happened.
Yeah, I mean, we've sat here
That's
for a minute
crazy.
before, but yeah, it never took that long. But yeah, but we here now. We here. All right, cuz, how you feeling, big
Yeah.
dog?
Hey, everything pie, man. You know, six in hand, one hand, half a dozen in the other. Guess I call it even. You know, just another day above dirt that I'm thankful and grateful for. You know what I'm saying? And
That's right.
yeah, that's about it. What about you?
I am feeling good, man. Feeling good. I am. It's crazy. We got football today. It's not Panther football, and I'm just like,
Right.
crap. We really are in the damn off season. It's just like, ah. But now now I'm anxious because I'm ready for the draft. Like I'm ready. Well, I'm ready for free agency. Let me say that first. I'm ready for free
Yeah, free
agency
agency.
and I'm ready for the draft. I want to see exactly how they are going to try and fix this team. You know, and I guess
Hmm.
that gets us in, to our agree or disagree for the day. Okay, but before we get into
Right.
that, um, everybody, welcome. Thank you for joining us. We appreciate you being here. But our agree or disagree of the day is, can Dan Morgan fix this defense? Okay. Can Dan Morgan fix this defense? All right. And but before we
Right.
get into it, let's go to a couple comments here. We got our brother, what's up, Doug? What's going on, Doug?
What
He
up,
said another
Dubious?
Saturday morning with Big Bro and Big Cuz. Let's get into keep pounding, man. Chat, you already know what to do. Yes, 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 yes. What's going
Yes,
on, Mr.
sir.
Hunky
Yes,
Door?
sir.
How you doing, sir?
Mr.
How
Hunky
you
Dory,
doing? How
what's
you doing?
happening?
He also says morning, guys. He said,
Top of
does
the
it not
morning
the
to you.
not the team, this defense? Well, I mean, hey, I put it like this. Last year our offense was the major problem. Okay. Now the major problem this year, I mean, it started off being both. Started off being
Right.
both. The defense was
Right.
terrible, the offense was terrible. Okay. The offense for the last part of the season, I think that as much as our fan base is divided, I think we can all agree that the offense, found their way. They found their way in the Raiders game. When Andy Dalton started the quarterback, they found their way a little bit a game after that. I think it was the Bengals. Hold on, let me see. Yeah, the Bengals. But Chicago, Atlanta, and Washington, maybe more so Atlanta. But
Yeah.
it kind of fell back to the wayside. Bryce gets back in the starting lineup, and slowly but surely, our offense starts to pick up. Okay.
Yeah.
But the defense did this absolutely all season. Okay.
All season. Not
All
not a not a
season.
slight uptick. No, nothing.
Mhm.
You know, normally stocks do like this. They go down, they
They
get
go.
a little juice, then it may go
Hmm.
back down, get a little juice. No, they went down, past the juice stand, just kept going down. So
Hey,
yeah.
well, I will say this. I think they've gone down, and then they I think they flatlined. A couple games where it's just like we looked and we was like, you know what, y'all did okay. It wasn't what we wanted. It wasn't what we expected, but you kind of did more than what we was expecting because we wasn't expecting that. Like I say, like the Eagles
Yeah.
game. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? The Eagles game. Oh God, what's another one? Like the first part of the Cardinals game. The Raiders game.
Mhm.
Things like that. I mean, they had moments.
What was the game after the Giants in Germany?
That was the
'Cause
Chiefs. Chiefs after the bye week.
okay, I thought we won 2 games in a row somewhere.
Yeah, New Orleans. New Orleans. New Orleans was before the
Okay.
Giants. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so those 2 games, I think we kinda got sold a bill of goods, when it came to the defense. I was like, "Dang."
Mm-hmm.
Defense been looking bad all year. Then all of a sudden they put together two straight games where they look decent. I ain't gonna say great, but they look decent. They helped the
Mm-hmm.
offense out, as far
Yeah.
as getting the win and whatnot. And then they was right back on that decline. So just like you said, they look like they flatline more than anything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they were right back on that bullshit, as we like to say. All right, Slick Vic, what's going
Yeah.
on? How you doing, man?
What's up, Slick?
Doug said the QB play was terrible, haha, but I do think we need another wide receiver and running back weapon, so I can't disagree. Facts, 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 facts.
Mhm.
All right, well, Tone, let's get into it, man. Okay, so
Okay.
can our GM right here, Dan Morgan, okay? Can Dan Morgan fix this defense? What you think, cuz?
I will have to agree. And I believe by this being his first year, given, all the injuries offensively and defensively and on special teams, because
Mm,
while our favorite kicker, Eddie Pinero, suffered an injury, that caused him to have slight malfunctions throughout the season, but I still think on paper, on paper, historically, he's one of the greatest kickers of all time. Now that's what the internet say. That's what the internet say. Hey, don't shoot the messenger. I'm just here delivering it. You know what I'm saying?
who
But
who
I'm just
favorite
saying,
kicker?
everybody, man, y'all know we all love Eddie, man. Everybody love Eddie, man. Everybody give Eddie hell, whatever, whatever. But hey, we'll be all right back and loving him again. When it comes training camp, it's all good.
Shit.
Shade. That was some serious bullshit, wasn't it?
Hey, and ain't no shade. I cut the whole power off. I went to the breaker box and flipped it. Nope.
Oh god. But nah, honestly, when I get back to Dan Morgan, when you talk about the team as a whole for his
Mm,
first draft, um, of course, we didn't agree with some of the draft picks that they made. Like we didn't agree with the Jonathan Brooks pick. We didn't necessarily agree with the Jatavion Sanders pick. Because we both wanted a center and a cornerback, especially with those
mm-hmm.
first 2 picks. Um, but what I will say is it's been a long time, a very long time since Carolina has hit on some of their picks in the draft and an undrafted free agent. Like I don't think there's been an undrafted free agent that has hit in Carolina since Andrew Norvell. When we had Andrew, I
Yes.
think it was Norvell or
No,
Norwell.
Norwell.
Was
Norwell.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Norwell was the
Mm-hmm.
left guard out of Ohio State. And
Yeah.
still mind boggles to me how he didn't get drafted that year because I had him like a 5th or 6th round pick, but he wasn't
Mm,
undrafted. Um, but yeah, so when you look at it, before the injuries, I mean, Trayvon Wallace stepped in, did his thing. Xavier Leggett was doing his thing till he had the hand injury. It kind of went downhill a little bit, especially with the high expectations that was given him. You
mm-hmm.
look at Jatavion Sanders, took him a minute, you know what I'm saying, but you seen flashes of what he could be with a couple years under his belt and getting used to his offense in the NFL. And then, you talking about Demani Richardson, undrafted free agent, Jalen Coker, undrafted free agent. So we got some pieces that we didn't necessarily think was going to contribute offensively or defensively. You know what I'm saying? Demani Richardson is another one that I was surprised that went undrafted out of Texas A&M. I know when we was doing the draft recap um before the draft, I think me and Doug was talking about Demani Richardson a couple times before then and was hoping that he would get that he would get drafted. But yeah, overall, based on what we have and the contributions that they gave to this team, I think it was a better draft than any draft that we've had in a while, in a long time. So I believe it gives Dan Morgan the opportunity, give him something to build off
Mhm.
of going into this free agency and this draft. What you think? You agree or disagree?
I'm going to okay. It's kind of double for me. I want to agree because of the fact that what we did in the off season as far as the offense. The biggest
Yeah,
glaring spot on our offense last year was the guard spot. Okay, and if you let
right,
and if you listen to not listen, but if you listen to a part of our fan base, they'll tell you the quarterback was a glaring spot last year. And I would agree. It
yeah,
was.
I would
Okay.
agree.
But Bryce was the first round pick. I think we all knew we were going to get him this year too as well. Okay.
Hmm.
So they went out, they got two guards. Okay. With the Cats situation that we were in last season, which I think is a little bit worse than this year. It may or may not be, but we
Oh yeah,
got Brent
definitely.
Tillis in here. So they were able to get Damian Lewis, Robert Hunt in here, and fix the most glaring hole that we had on our offense, which was the guard spot. Okay.
Right,
Also, we love Bradley Bozeman. You look at what he did out there with the Chargers this year and that scheme that they run, he is perfect for it. Excuse me, they're more north and south. Okay, they don't really run that zone scheme like
hmm,
Frank Wright tried to do and like Dave Canales does now. It's
right,
north and south downhill. Helmet on helmet. Let me push my man out the way and let me open some lanes for my running backs or whoever.
right,
But they had to do something at that spot too, because if you looked at the tape, it was glaring. Bozeman was struggling in that offense, and then we get to Dave Canales, who runs, kind of the same type of offense. All right, so they
right.
slid Austin Corbett over the center, which we all, were like, hold up, wait a minute, no, no, what the hell are y'all doing?
Flag on the play.
Yeah, flag on the play. All right. So, that worked out until Austin Corbett got hurt. Okay. Then we knew that Brady Christensen was going to be the backup center. Okay. When Austin Corbett got hurt, we was like, well, God dang. You like, damn it, we don't know what Brady going to do. Like, he played guard, he played tackle, okay. But now you're gonna have this man at
Yeah.
center. All right. Brady Christensen, he went through he stepped up, he started, and he did his thing. All right. Then we had some injuries on the line. They bring back Cade Mays, put Cade Mays at center. So the
Mhm.
moves that they have made, this season, we traded for Deontay Johnson. Okay, and I think everybody thought he was gonna come in here and be our number one receiver, which he was. Yeah, which he
Yeah.
was for a while. He was for a while, and when they decided to let him go, we were like, and then we heard about, maybe he made had a fit in the locker room, this and that, and the third. Now he's gone to the Ravens. Now he's gone to the Texans. Now the Ravens picked him back up for whatever reason. So
Oh, they did?
if I'm not mistaken, they claimed him. I thought I read somewhere where they claimed him this
Oh,
past
wow.
week. So y'all let me know if I'm
Oh, no,
wrong. Y'all let me
I
know if I'm
haven't
wrong. But
seen.
I think they claimed him again this week. So we'll see. But I say all that to say that our offense was our offense was set up at the beginning of the season, I think, to be good. It took them a minute, They finally got the wheels rolling. All right. Um, Now, can he do the same thing on the defensive side of the ball? I'm going to agree if we can bring in a couple of, and I say quality free agents. I mean quality free agents, not just some Evero guys who know his scheme. Okay, quality free agents that can come in and play. But at the same time, you got to remember the cap. Okay.
Hmm.
Damian Lewis and Robert Hunt on the offense was brought in. And mind you, Robert Hunt got $100 million contract. Damian Lewis got a was a 50-60 million dollar contract. So 150-60 million on them two for their contracts. But their contracts for that first season were, not what they're going to get paid this upcoming season. Okay, so that first year, that contract was cap friendly for the Panthers. So I don't know if they can do that
Yeah.
again with somebody on the defensive side of the ball. Okay. Then you
Okay.
also got to factor in that, and I know it's not on the defensive side of the ball. Um, everybody wants the Panthers to get Bryce a number one wide receiver. Okay.
Hmm.
So, T. Higgins, let me see, T. Higgins, Tyreek Hill, even though they said Tyreek Hill is staying in Miami, Garrett Wilson, those names have been thrown out there. What is that going to look like contract wise, for the Panthers? So that's money that's going to have to be spent on that side of the ball if they decide to go that route. So that's less money to be
Right.
spent on the defense. Okay. Now, if you don't go hit free agency hard for the defense, and bring in some quality players, then you have to rely on the draft and maybe some undrafted free agents, bringing back some of the people that we already have now. So now you get to where it's like, okay, bet what Dan is going to have to hit on the majority of his picks. And when I say the majority, we got 9 picks. In my opinion, Dan got to hit on 6 of them. If we don't if we
Right.
don't do anything major in free agency. Okay. The one thing I hope that he doesn't do is go out here and draft any more injured players. No shot at Jonathan Brooks. I think he probably still can be good for us. It might not be this year. It might be next year. But I do hope if there's somebody that has an injury, if there's somebody else that they could possibly take, maybe they'll go that route. Okay. I
Right.
don't want them to draft any more injured players. But I agree that he can fix this defense if if the money is there. Okay, because you can't fix this defense this year with just this draft. Okay,
Right.
I don't think you can. Um, you have to hope that some of these players that we've had injured come back and stay healthy for a full season. You've got to bring in some free agents, some quality free agents. Not because I
Right.
feel like besides Josie Jewell, Ashawn Robinson, like Dane Jackson, Jordan Fuller, Nick Scott was just like, like I said, some of them are Evero guys, and then Dane Jackson was probably somebody we could afford. You know what I mean? Because like I
Man,
said,
let
we
me
were in
tell you
cap
real
hell.
quick. I was so disappointed because I was rooting for Jordan Fuller when we got him in
Yeah,
free
we both
agency,
were.
and then when we got Nick Scott to back him up, I was like, okay, now the
Hmm.
safety room has some quality depth behind the starters. So if something happened to one of the starters, boom, Nick Scott is a plug and play who could who I thought could um be a starter on any other team or most teams in the league. So if he
Hmm.
came in, if Xavier Woods or Jordan Fuller got hurt, we wouldn't miss a beat. So that was my thinking. But yeah, that hurt me more than anything. The way that safety room performed. Yeah, I saw that from Mr. Hunky. Yeah,
So yeah, back with the way
yeah,
Ravens. Okay.
yeah. He back with the Ravens.
Oh, they claimed him, but he can't play during the postseason. Gotcha.
Somebody said
Gotcha.
that they get a draft pick if he's on the roster, something like that. So
Oh,
yeah,
claim him because they'll get drafted. Okay. Thank you,
he's
Nikai.
not
Okay.
eligible to play. That's crazy.
Hmm.
That's crazy. Now you went from looking to get a big contract because this was a contract year. You trying to get paid to now you being used as a tool.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Hmm. It
And the
is.
fact that he has too much talent to be going through this. He has too much talent to be
What
going
up,
through
Wally?
this. What's up, Wally?
The old sly cat Wiley from across the pond. Yeah,
For real.
but yeah, if yeah, for me, it just depends on the money. Okay, what they can and cannot do in free agency. If Brant Tillis and the crew, excuse me, can work
Mhm.
their cap magic, for this season, and kind of how they did last season, I think it'd
Right.
be okay. But okay, and let me throw this in here to you as well. So let me ask you this question. All right. Do you believe that the combination of Morgan and Evero are going to go out and bring in, you know, the right players as far as the draft?
Yeah, I believe so. I believe
Okay.
so. Um,
Hold on. I'm
y-
gonna cut you off. And the only reason I say that is
mm,
because we did panic pick and trade up to get DJ Johnson a couple years ago.
yeah, but that wasn't Canales or Dan Morgan.
I
So
know, but the
yeah,
one but the a but what's his face was still here, Evero, that he was
yeah,
here
well, yeah, and yeah, that was Evero
because
guy.
Evero was
He
still
wanted
the yeah. Mm-hmm.
he wanted DJ Johnson. That is true. Um, yeah, I think they will because I honestly don't believe they have a choice. We're
Uh,
not in a position and haven't been in this position in a while where we have the luxury to really get best player available. When you have so many holes on the team, like I hear so many people, especially fans, saying we should just get best player available. Well, we're not in a position to where we could just get best player available because we have so many holes on the team. You got to plug those holes. You know what I'm saying? Until you plug those holes, it's going to continue to leak, continue to leak, continue to leak. You know what I'm saying? Like get
mm-hmm.
get yourself to the point to where you stop drowning, then you can go out there and get the best players available. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's my thinking on that. But let me ask you this. Let me ask you this question. Before the draft, who would you like to see the Panthers what are the top two positions that you would like to see the Panthers go after in free agency?
In free
'Cause that
agency,
yeah, because
um,
I believe whatever we do in free agency will set
mhm.
up how we go about the draft.
Ah, to be honest with you, because I think well, not think, but I know the draft is deeper at the nose tackle spot. I wouldn't mind them trying to go after a decent nose tackle in free agency because I don't believe
Mm,
Mason Graham will be there at number 8. And then you talk about his teammate, what's his name, Kenneth Grant.
Kenneth, yeah, Kenneth Grant,
Kenneth Grant, and then depending on where, because we don't have one pick in the top 50. I think we pick after that. I forgot what pick it was. 57. Okay, so we
57.
pick
Yeah,
57. But I still
he's
think there'll
57.
be a quality, nose tackle that can be there. But we do need depth. Um, I would not mind another veteran cornerback as well, but like I said, quality. I stress quality, a quality cornerback. Like, don't go out and be cheap and just bring somebody in. You know, I like Mike Jackson, but we do need somebody else um on the other side of
Yes,
JC
we do.
Horn that can be better than Mike Jack. Okay?
Right.
Because I this now
Right.
this is just my opinion, okay? If we had if we had the defensive line and the edge rushers to consistently get pressure on the opposing team's quarterback, I think Mike Jackson would have, and Mike Jackson did great. I think he did great, but him,
I think we did pretty good
JC,
too.
and the depth up under them, I think they would have looked a lot better. Okay, and I always go back to the Giants team that won the Super Bowl when you had Strahan and all them boys in that front seven that was just ripping stuff apart. That secondary was not all that great, but that front seven really carried them all the way to the Super Bowl. You know what I mean? Now, mind you, I
No,
don't want to sit
yeah.
here. I don't want to sit here and have a mediocre secondary, but I mean, but just think about our secondary room. Hell, all of them are free agents except for Damani Richardson, Xavier Woods, Jordan Fuller, Nick Scott, hell, Sam
Mhm.
Franklin. You know what I mean? Sam Franklin's a free
Yeah,
agent, if I'm not mistaken.
Sam Franklin. Yeah,
Yeah. So, now mind you, free agency, I would like to see them start, on that defensive line, especially nose tackle
mhm,
position. If there's somebody out there that they feel that can come in and be an instant upgrade over Shy Tuttle, I'm not mad
mhm,
at that. But like I was saying, I don't think you can fix this entire defense with the draft. But
yeah,
I don't know if there's I haven't looked at the edge rushing free agents, but I think that they're definitely going to go that way in the draft, because the thing is that we can get a healthy DJ Wanham all year and the healthy Jadeveon Clowney, when Jadeveon Clowney can rotate in and out with maybe whoever they pick as an edge rusher in the draft, because you seen this season Jadeveon Clowney was tired. I don't know if he
yeah.
came here thinking he was gonna get that many reps. He might have thought he gonna be in and out, but you seen him towards the end of the season. He on the sideline with it, on one knee with his hand on his helmet, like, ah, damn, boss. Like, yeah, I'm gonna get up. I'm gonna go back in there. So yeah.
And he done came back and got used to that Rock Hill, South Carolina cooking. That's what it is. You know, he putting the wrong kind of fuel in his tank. You feel me? Putting the wrong kind of fuel in his
Hey, he
tank.
can't run on regular. He got to put that Supreme in there
Mm-mm.
now.
Done hooked up with XL down there eating coon and everything. No, son.
Ethanol free. Oh my god, yeah. But
Yeah. But it's
but yeah,
what
it
the hell
and
was
it
that?
also just
What was
depends
that?
on what's up.
Was that something some kind of foreign language? Was that German? The comment that you had before that.
Oh, damn! I didn't even. It might have
You
been.
I don't know what
I
I
saw
think that's
I saw
German.
each con, and I did not read the rest of it. I'm sorry, Mr. Hunky Dory.
Yeah, I don't
I'm
know what
so
the hell
sorry.
going on right there.
Oh, okay, you got me. I was like, did I say something in the foreign language? I was like, did I spit
All I
something out
know is the
wrong?
last word, land. That's it. And
Gotcha.
N.
Yeah.
Douche land.
Hey,
Yeah, douche land. I think that's
gotcha.
German, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I'm lost. That one got me.
What's up,
I
Digit? How
said,
you
"What?
doing, man?
What's up, Diggy?" Yeah.
Yeah, but
Panther dog. Yeah, what's up, Panther
I
dog?
just I just think it depends on who's out there in free agency too, and how aggressive they are. Are they going to be able to get to these players first? And give them any hope and interest, because my thing is, I I don't think they can throw a crap ton of money at a lot of these players. And we talked about this in another episode where I was saying, I didn't think Carolina was an interesting destination, yet. But a lot of people made good points in the chat, and they were saying that
Mhm.
it is a good, interesting destination, because if you get somebody that wants to start, and I think I forgot who it was. I think it was Nin, who was saying about the I guess one of the reserve defensive linemen from the Eagles, who's a free agent, who's
Mhm.
behind Carter and Davis. Maybe that's
Yeah.
somebody that we can look at. Somebody like that who is behind, a couple players, and it's like, I know I can start, but I just need the opportunity. Well, let me tell you, there's going to be a lot of opportunities on this Panther defense, defensive line, linebacker, because the thing is, we don't know what's the status of Shaq Thompson. I'm sure they probably want to bring him back. Are they going to bring him back? Do they feel confident? We're going to have a
Yeah.
new training staff coming in. Yeah, new training staff coming in. So, we don't know what their process, what their procedures in. They might come in here, look at his leg, and be like, you know what?
Mhm.
And if they might tell the coaching staff it might be best if we move on from him. It's all kind of things that's going to play into this.
Yeah.
Secondary. Let me tell you, hey, you want to come in with the secondary, bruh, especially in the safety room. We might have a whole brand new safety room for you. But the thing is, we need starters and we need quality depth, because as you see it towards the end of the season, we were playing with the emergency crew from a restaurant who got booked, with a special event. You know what I mean? We were playing with the call-ins. That
Yeah.
book, and it's like, crap. Let me see if they can come in and work today. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It like it's the Atlanta game. Let me tell you, everybody called out and they were scrambling, trying to find people to come in and work. Like,
yeah,
hey, I know it's last minute, but can you come play defensive end today? You can. Okay, thank you. All right, cross them off next, and then they call the next person. I ain't gonna
yeah,
lie. You know, we talk a lot of trash about Evero, but that last game versus Atlanta, he was working with the epitome of a skeleton crew.
yeah.
The
And
epitome. Yeah.
that's the thing. Like, I like I said, because there's so many holes, not only just um I mean, there's so many holes on the team in general, but the majority of them are on the defensive side. And even if you hit on everything in free agency this year and the draft, say we just got lucky and we just hit on everything, it's still not going to be fixed in just 1 year. I just want to see, like, I'm not looking for a top five defense next year. It would be great if it happened. I just don't want to be at the bottom. You know what I'm saying?
I'll take top 20.
If we get up from 30, y'all gonna say if we can get up from 32 to 20, I mean, to me that's an improvement. Now, to some people, they gonna be wishy washy and feel how they feel about that, but at least you're not in the basement anymore. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
You're not at the
Yeah.
bottom of the totem pole. You showing some type of progression. And you want to see it in the run game and also in the passing game. I just want us to have a serviceable defense, young, athletic, be aggressive, and something that we can build upon going further. You know what I'm saying? Because I know it's not
Yeah.
going to be all done in one year, but that defense has a lot of holes, and it has compounded over the years because just like we've been saying for the past 2 or 3 years, get a corner, get a corner, get a corner. They done brought in about 15, 20 different um Jeopardy cornerbacks from the category of who wants to play cornerback. You know what I'm saying? And now you got these 15, 20 names, and ain't none of them really panned out. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Yeah. So
Yeah.
hey, we
Look,
now
Tony.
center. Yeah. Well, this just show how bent. Wow. Okay,
Hey,
Nikari.
the Kari Richardson, number 63.
Number 63. Number 63.
Oh God.
Hey, I'm gonna go watch some film on him and give a scouting report. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for real. Hey, and Mr. Hunky Dory, man. Hey, shout out to your brother. I hope he's doing all right. And give him our love, and we'll pray for
Oh,
his continued recovery.
yeah, no doubt, Miss Hungadore.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely
Yep.
send them my condolences.
Mm. Well, no, not condolences. He had bypass surgery.
I'm
Yeah,
sorry. Yeah,
it's all
not
good.
condolences.
Yeah, no,
My
not
apologies.
condolences, not condolences.
Yeah, yeah, don't
All
do
right,
that.
got you, got you, got you,
Don't
got
do
you.
that.
But hey, now let me ask you this. Okay, so we said and I know it's gonna be predicated on what we do in free agency. But let me throw this question out
Mhm.
there. All right.
All
If
right.
Will Johnson, Mason Graham, and Abdul Carter were all sitting there at number 8, which one you taking?
Oh God. Mason Graham, Abdul Carlin, Will Johnson.
Mm-hmm.
So y'all, I'm all for the trenches and building inside out. But because this defense, the draft for cornerbacks this year, in my opinion, is not as deep as defensive tackles or edge.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it will be hard. It will be hard. But if Will Johnson is there,
Mm-hmm.
it'll be hard to pass on Will Johnson.
True.
It would be hard to pass on Will Johnson. It would. It would. It would
Yeah.
definitely be hard to pass on Will Johnson, man, because like I said before, I don't know exactly what his injury was. But I did see where it wasn't he didn't tear his ACL, but he did have a
Mm-hmm.
knee injury. Um,
Yeah. Right.
yeah, that shut down corner. and it's no guessing when it comes to him talking about his cornerback skills. You
Mm,
know, playing him opposite of J.C. Horn allows for you to do a lot of different things schematically up front that when passing situations, when you can get the quarterback to hold the ball for 2 or 3 seconds longer because his first two wide receivers aren't open. You know what I'm saying?
mm,
It gives the defensive line more time to get home. The linebackers more time to get home. You're probably not playing prevent defense so much. Line 10 to 12 yards away from the wide receivers and giving them so much cushion. Like I said, I'm all for the trenches, and I do believe that's where the game is uh won or lost. But dang, Will Johnson, woo, that's hard. I
mm,
mean, that's hard. I mean, passing on him or Mason Graham, that's hard. That's hard. So I know last mock draft we did. I think I took Mason Graham. Yeah, I think I took Mason Graham. You took Abdul Carter, if I'm not mistaken.
mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
yeah, it definitely starts in the trenches. But yeah, I don't know who would you take? What would you do?
Oh, I'm going Abdul Carter. Let me tell you, if he's there, I'm going Abdul Carter because I look at kind of the opposite of what you just said, where
Hmm.
teams, it's especially last year, you know, teams were getting to Bryce Young, they were pushing the offensive line out the way. Not necessarily this year, but the opposing quarterbacks for the most part this season, and I used to say this about who did I say this about? I forgot. But the opposing quarterbacks, they were ordering lunch, they were checking their stocks, checking emails, FaceTiming the kids, um, buying Jordans, making TikToks, all that in the pocket while they were waiting for their receivers to get open. Okay. For the most part this year. They had too much time. Too much time. I think the combination of J.C. Horn and Mike Jackson, like I said, will look a lot better if our defensive front could have got more pressure on the opposing quarterbacks. Because now you had Josie Jewell who was out. Okay. Then you had Trevor
Yeah.
Wallace who stepped in and played. But Trevor Wallace, I think he can be a good player, but he definitely was thrown into the fire. And me personally, I don't think he was quite ready. I think he would have benefited for some more time, on the bench behind them guys learning this, that, and the third. But I think he did okay. You know what I mean?
What,
Um,
what,
Go ahead.
what did you think? What did you think about Jacoby Windman coming in after Trevor Wallace went down?
I
The
wish
undrafted
Jacoby
free agent
Women
from
would have.
Michigan
I,
State.
I wish he would have been here to start the season. But I think he fared well. What, 2 games, two,
Yeah.
3 games? I think
Yeah,
he fared
I
well.
think he played more than that. I think,
Well, I ain't gonna lie.
yeah.
I really only remember him from the Arizona game and the was Arizona.
Whatever game Trevin Wallace went down,
Mm,
Chandler Wooten and Jacoby Windman stepped in for
yeah,
him and Josie Jewell.
yeah, because I remember they had to bring Chandler Wooten back from San Francisco. He was on their practice
Hmm.
squad. And for that last game of the season. But hey,
Yeah.
shout out to Mr. Hunky Dory for the $5 super chat. I'm sorry, Mr. Hunky Dory. He said, question, what
Appreciate
is
you,
our
Mr. Uncle
cap
Dora.
space and what is going to be the price for players? T. Higgins is expected to fetch 31 million. I do have the cap numbers right here, right now, according to Over the Cap. We are sitting at a cool $21.6 million. Okay. So
Okay.
now you got to there's a few people on here, especially Taylor Moton, who can be restructured, and I guess
Mm.
that's Rashad from PNP always says, restructure, you basically kicking the bucket, down the line a
That's all
couple
you
more
doing.
years. That's all you're doing
Yep.
is kicking the
That's all you
bucket.
doing.
But that's an option that can free up some money. And I think there are a couple more players on here who might be able to get restructured or extended or whatnot that can free up some cap money. So we'll see how that goes. But if T Higgins is expected to fetch $31 million a year, I don't see that happening unless they do a Robert Hunt s type deal where the first year of that salary is what I think majority like a signing bonus,
Signing
something
bonus.
like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then because Robert Hunt, I forgot what he got paid last year, but this year he's counting 21 million towards the cap, and that was not the case last year. Damian Lewis is counting 14 million towards the cap, and I don't think he was that last year either. But you got Big Taylor
Yeah.
Moton this next year as 31 million, against the cap. So we'll see.
Mm.
We'll
Yeah.
see. But if T
Uh,
Higgins is fetching 31, I don't see it.
you don't think he'll be worth that much?
Oh yeah, definitely. Oh yeah,
Oh,
I think he'd be worth that
oh, you
much.
talking about as
I don't.
far as
I don't.
Carolina paying
As
him?
far as Carolina getting that money, like I
Gotcha.
said, I don't know
Gotcha.
if they can make a situation like they did last year with Robert Hunt, with T Higgins. That's what I'm saying. We'll see.
Mhm.
That's why I am the armchair GM and not a real GM, because I just sit here on my computer and speculate.
Right. Hey, you want to go through some of those comments real quick?
Yeah. Oh, again, thank you,
Yeah.
Miss Hunky. Appreciate you. Will, what's going
Yeah.
on? He said, my
Tip
guys,
Drill
all
Will, what's
season.
going on?
Ghost Daddy. He said, Mason Graham, because second
What's
round
going
edge
on,
is
man?
better than second round defensive tackles. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Palmetto
Yeah.
Panther said Carter. Hey, I'm with you. I'm with you. I'm with you. Native said, I take all of them. Yeah, I wish we could. But I think he's saying that, he either one is cool with him. But
Hey,
again,
be
I think
be
it depends on
be
what we're
stand.
doing in.
No, go ahead, go
Go
ahead.
ahead. No, you good. Go
No,
ahead.
I'm
Go
saying
ahead.
be standing at the podium, be like, yeah, with the eighth pick, I'm gonna take Mason Graham. And while I'm up here, let me get Abdul Carter with my second pick. I know it ain't the pick 57, but let me go ahead and get him now. And what's the next pick? Yeah, let me get Will Johnson as well. All right, we'll
Yeah.
see y'all tomorrow.
Yo, wouldn't that be some crap? Wouldn't that be hell if that happened one day where just say situationally things happen and a team
Mhm.
was awarded to go up there with their first pick and pick, like they could just go ahead and designate who they wanted for like their first two or three picks. Like you just said, that would be wild. I would be here. I would be all for that.
Yeah,
The winner of the multiple pick lottery this year, is such and such team. And with that,
yeah.
whatever pick they have in the first round, they get to go up there and designate their first round pick plus their next two picks in the draft, no matter what spot they are. But they get to go ahead and designate their player. That player is off the board, but they would just
Wou-
be a third round pick or a second round pick. That would be
Wouldn't it be
wild.
crazy? Wouldn't it be crazy if the NFL dropped the fantasy football model, 1 through 32, and whoever 32 picked first in the second round, so they get back
Bro.
to back. Damn it, boy!
Oh my
Now that
God.
now that that would
That
be
would
some
be
shit.
wild. Hmm.
Yeah, that
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 would
would
be
be wild.
wild. Hold on, Miss Hunky Doris said, "Do you
Yeah.
guys see how many or the percentage of missed tackles by defense this year? 37%. So yes, 37%. ESPN. Ah, that's too much. That's way too much.
Yeah, that's way
Way
too
too much.
much.
Yeah, but yeah,
Yeah.
but I mean, they couldn't tackle anybody. They couldn't get off blocks. It was just like I
Mhm.
said, opposing quarterbacks had all day to sit back there. I go to that last Tampa Bay game. Baker Mayfield went through all five of his progressions and then waited on the last one to get open in the back of the end zone and threw him a touchdown.
Yeah. I tell you, man,
Yeah.
those trenches. I see that there is enough talent on the defensive tackles and edge rushers that you can get you a defensive tackle and get you an edge rusher with the first two picks in this
Hmm.
draft and change the change the trajectory of the defensive front. And why I say that, because you look at what the Rams did this last draft. They took Braden Fisk and Jared Verse,
Hmm.
okay? Both out of Florida State. You know what I'm saying? But I
Yeah.
mean, they were exactly what you saw on tape. You know what I'm saying? Whether it was combine, whether you watched them last season, Jared Verse, especially the last two seasons, because I believe Braden Fisk transferred to Florida State from Western Michigan. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? But when he got to the combine, what you saw at the combine was exactly what you saw all season long from Braden Fitz. And as the season has went on for the Rams, they have gelled, gotten better, and they have helped solidify that defensive front line for the Rams. Because nobody predicted that the Rams would be in this position that they're in now because Aaron Donald retired. So
Yeah.
much was hinged on Aaron Donald being present. Well, they ain't got Aaron Donald no more, and they still in the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? They made it this far. You know what I'm
Nine
saying? They was
sacks. Nine
nine
sacks the
sacks.
last game.
Right. So they actually played complementary football to their offense. It wasn't just all on Matthew Stafford and
Mm-hmm.
Puka Nakua and Cooper Cup and Kyron Williams and those guys. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like you gotta really pay respect to that front four that the Rams got. And not just because they are flourishing, they have made everyone else around them better. The linebackers,
Yeah.
the DBs, and the safeties. They're all playing complementary defense, which helps the offense out and um in the long run as a unit.
Okay. Yeah, I feel you. All right, cool. Let me
Hmm.
tell you, we can talk forever, and I do mean forever about what Dan Morgan is going to do. What we hope they do and everything like that.
Yeah.
But you know what, Tone? Let's go ahead and get into a mock draft real quick. All right.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
So we have, and let me see if I can make this a little bit more livelier here. Oh, no. Okay. We leave it at that then.
How you do that? You
All
just
right.
hit the plus sign.
Control plus and minus on the web page. You can zoom it in and out like that. Mm-hmm.
Got it.
Yeah. But let's hold on, let me see a couple more comments here. I was about to say a couple more tackles, and Mr. Hunky Dory's talking about missed tackles. Is that missed tackle, first touch with no takedown, and the initial touch was broken, and one or more touches did not prevent yak or yards by run. Hey, but you know what? Let me tell you this though.
That's
Shoot, but
hurtful.
just think about the effort. I saw Tyler Algier carry about 5 Panther players for about 7 yards. I seen James Conner do it when we played the Cardinals. And I'm not saying that we're the only team that happens to, because it happens to a lot of defensive players on a lot of other teams. But
Right.
they have got to shore up that tackling, because it's always a lot of from my perspective and what I see, they get out there and you got a lot of guys who are trying to throw that shoulder at somebody's legs. They get out there, they don't get their feet set, they don't get their in their stance, and they get juked clean out their
Bring
shoes.
their arms.
Yeah, it's a lot of people reaching out trying to grab somebody. Now, mind you, now if you're engaged with somebody else in the block, it's only so much you can do. But as far as like one-on-one tackling, for the most part, the Panthers suck, and I say they've sucked at this for quite a while. This is not just a this year problem. Me and Tony was screaming about missed tackles last year, shit, and the year before as well. So we'll
Hmm.
we'll see. All right. First running
Verse
his
run
mouth
his.
about Philly. I saw that he said something, but I don't know what he said.
I haven't seen it. I ain't seen that.
Hmm.
I'm about to
Yeah.
go check it out.
If Carolina Panthers can get Carter, I don't see us getting him.
What's up,
I hope.
Chestnut Cat?
Hey, how you doing? I hope we can get Carter. God, I hope we can get Carter. But like I said, out of the three of them, if and even if not Carter, like I said, there's still some really good edge players. My man out of Texas
Uh-huh.
A&M, Tennessee, and
Yeah,
I'm
Mitch
bad with
Carlton.
these names.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I
Um,
said, like it's not an end all be all if we don't get Abdul Carter or Mason Graham. It just isn't. Like those are great athletes, and they are number one at their positions. But if we can't
mhm.
get either one of them, which I don't believe we'll be able to, because I believe both of them will be going in the top five or top six picks. I don't think
Yeah.
there's no need for the Panthers to panic. There are very good defensive tackles in this draft and very good edge rushers in this draft. I just want people to be mindful of that and not act
Yeah.
like because we can't get either one of those, oh hell, then we ain't gonna be good next year. That's not the case. This draft is deep as hell at defensive tackle, edge, and that safety. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
where they lacking at is corner, linebackers, wide receiver. Because me, honestly and truly, there may be only one or two players that I would consider first round draft potential. And as far as wide receivers in the first
Wide
round,
receiver.
that I would see that could
Mm-hmm.
potentially come in and be wide receiver one. It's not deep like last year. You know what I'm saying? Last year
Gotcha.
wide receiver room was hella deep. But this year, no.
Mm-hmm. Hey, you know what? Before we get into the draft, okay, because there's a lot of people that's saying, I can't pronounce my man name from Arizona, but McMillan. It's Ted McMillan. Is that what
Tedero. Tedero.
Ted
Tedero
Tedder
McMillan. Yeah.
McMillan? Okay, so there's a lot of people saying take him at number 8, but hear me out on this one. All right, do you think with a healthy XL, all right, Jalen Coker, say we bring
Mhm.
back David Moore, we keep Adam Thielen for another year, all right, and maybe we do, I do believe the Panthers are going to bring in a wide receiver. Which one? I don't know. But just say we don't draft the wide. Okay, this scenario, we don't draft the wide receiver and we don't get a T. Higgins or a Garrett Wilson. Okay, do you
Mhm.
think that the Panthers can be able to run it back and have some success with what we currently have? Do you think there'll be more Atlanta games for us next year?
I think it could be successful with that. And I only say that, like, let me say this. You always want to give your franchise quarterback, whoever your quarterback is, all the weapons that they that they can use, that they need, right? But we do have some pieces that down the stretch show that you can probably depend on them. Um in the future. And like I said, with XL, he got hurt. He had the hand issue. He looked like a different receiver in the second half of the season
Mm-hmm.
than he did in those first 6, 7 games. And you can really tell it about, especially by how he was catching the ball and how confident he was in catching those balls. Um, the fact that the offense won't change, so they know the plays, they know the system,
Mm-hmm.
you know, they know how Bryce, likes for them to be. So that cohesion that they built for this year, I think will benefit them coming back next year. But I still feel like that there's nothing wrong with adding more pieces or another wide receiver one to the mix. What I would like to see them do, just like they did in that Atlanta game, is get the
Mm-hmm.
tight ends more involved. I talked about
Mm-hmm.
that right before that game. I was like, well, dang, for the past 2 or 3 weeks, I don't think the tight ends got more than like two balls thrown their way. I was like, so when you don't when you don't utilize your tight ends as a threat, it's easy for the corners and the safety to sit on top of the wide receivers because they don't see the tight ends being a threat. But then once we got
Mm-hmm.
the tight ends involved in the game, to me that just opens up the playbook even more. It just
Gotcha.
opened up the playbook even more and allows Bryce to distribute the ball all around the field. I think, boy, in that Atlanta game, he had distributed the ball to like 9 different receivers in the first half. You
Yeah,
know what I'm saying?
Felipe Franks even caught a pass.
Yeah. So yeah,
Mm-hmm.
you have to get those guys involved. You have to get Tommy Truman involved. I hope he comes back. You have to get
Mm-hmm.
Jatavion Sanders involved. Things of that nature. So like I said, I just want to see the defense be half. If we go from 32 ranked defense in the league to 20th or 22, you know, that to me that's progression.
Mm-hmm.
From one year to the next.
Yeah. Yep. It is. All right. Well, cool beans. Well,
Who was
let's go ahead.
who
Huh?
was that? Chauncey Ellaby.
Yeah.
If Ca- if Carolina only signed back all the offensive free agent for depth and signed Horn and Timo to open up cap space for either Godwin or Higgins, then only draft defensively, they're number one in cap space next year. And Mr. Hungadori said you or he was talking about the Cheshire.
Mm-hmm.
He was saying
Mm-hmm.
Cheshire, you're correct.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know about that scenario. If that's how it plays out, you know, I listen, I'm not going to try to do the calculation on trying to
Yeah.
figure that out. But if that was the case, hey,
Mm-hmm. Cause
and I'm
cause
pretty
Brady
sure
Christensen might be a
yeah,
cap casualty. You know.
yeah, and I'm pretty sure Brent Till is on top of this. He's not regarded, as one of the elite in the NFL at his position, as of his job title for no reason. So we just have to let that man work, you know, just
Hey,
let
you
him
talking
cook.
about somebody that's stressing right now? I bet you he can't wait for free
Yeah.
agency to get here and get over with. Let me tell you, I know he's stressing right now. All right, well, cool, cuz. Let's go ahead and
All
get
right.
into this mock draft. All right.
Oh,
So
my bad.
let me go ahead. You good. Let me go ahead and get it started. And I hope I've got fast setting. Okay. So, all right.
You
Carter
got
is
you got
there.
this one?
Hmm? You know,
We're
no,
gonna do it
yeah, no,
together.
we can do. I'm just saying I got it on the screen here.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah. So we got Carter, Graham, McMillan. Who you want to go with?
Mhm.
Because let me
I mean,
see.
I know what I said about Will Johnson and this and that, you know
Uh-huh.
what I'm saying? But in our first mock draft that we did last week, I have to stay true to form, man. I have to go with Mason Graham. I have to go with the
Okay.
trenches, dog. That's
All
me.
right.
Who would you select? You said would select Abdul Carter, right?
Yeah. But you know what though? For the sake of different scenarios, I'm gonna stick with you on this one. We'll go Mason Graham. Okay.
Okay.
All right. What up, Pop? How you doing, man?
What up,
He
Pop?
said, yes, sir. Bloody, what's going on? It said if Carter is there, you have to take him. Well, I wish I'd have read your comment
What's
before
up,
we took
Bloody?
Mason Graham. Wait, hey, but for me, yeah, I do agree with you. I do agree. Okay, so best available, you have Trey Amos, cornerback out of Mississippi. Your wide receiver, Amarion Hampton. Hmm. I don't know if he gonna make it down this far though. I've seen some mocks
Mario
where they take
Hampton?
him in the first round.
Oh, really?
You know, mm-hmm. Now, that's just me. Okay,
Hmm.
so with number 57, where you trending on going?
Hmm. So we went Mason Graham. So I would look at edge rushers again.
All right. So we got Donovan Iziraku from Boston College, Josiah Stewart from Michigan, Ashton Gillott, I hope I said that right, from Louisville, Brady Swinson from LSU, David
Brady
Walker
Swinson.
from Central.
Brady Swinson is someone to keep an eye on out of LSU.
Okay. All right. Who you want to go with, cuz?
Uh, what does the defensive line look like again? Cause ain't none of them names really moving me right now.
Okay. Deion
Now I know
Walker, Jordan
everybody is a
Burks.
fan of Big Dion Walker.
Mm-hmm.
Um, cause his size. I mean, you can't and listen, if you just a person that evaluates someone just based off the measurements, six
Mm-hmm.
six, 345, 350 pounds, cool. That's good. But I'm looking at the eye test, what I see on film. And what
Okay.
I've seen consistently from Deion Walker is that the potential on a consistent basis, not just showing flashes or something that you put together on a highlight tape, when you're that big and that highly sought after, or highly thought of, I
Mm-hmm.
didn't see where the production matched the skill. Now that's
Okay.
just me. And
Mhm.
just knowing, I don't know what may change in Evero's scheme. You know what I'm saying? Do he look for a bigger nose tackle than he has shown in the past? I don't
You
know
don't
that.
know.
So just based off what he has shown in the past, I don't
Mhm.
think Deion Walker would fit into Evero's scheme. Because remember, not only do we talk about players have to be um um fit in the right scheme offensively, you got to fit in the right scheme defensively as well. Everybody don't fit
Okay.
in the same scheme. But yeah, let's look at safety. Let's
Yeah.
let's let's look at safety.
Let's say we got Xavier Watts there from Notre Dame.
Yeah, I like Xavier Watts. I don't think you can go
Okay.
wrong. He's a sure tackler. Um,
Mhm.
loves to be around the ball. He's more of a strong safety than a free safety. You know,
We
cause
need
he do
both.
he do Yeah, yeah. He does be in the box a lot for Notre
Mhm.
Dame, but he also cover not wide receivers, tight ends are pretty
Mhm.
good. So mm,
I
yeah,
say
I
we go.
will go ahead.
Yeah, I'm saying I say we go safety here and swing back to edge.
Okay. All right.
Right. Hold on a second. Okay, never mind. All right, cool. All right, safety, and let's go ahead and get Xavier Watts. They gave us a C plus on that one. All right. Trade. Nah. He said Evero would treat Watts like
She
Jeremy
watched
Chin.
like chin.
I hope to God not.
Hey,
I hope to
the
God
the
not.
way the way that safety room played this year, boy, I don't think he could be choosy. I don't think
Mm-mm.
he ain't got that luxury to try to shit on anybody this coming year. That safety
Yeah.
room gonna need all the help it can get.
Okay. So went back to Edge
Mhm.
here. What do you think? Cause I ain't gonna lie, these first two, I don't know a lot about them. I honestly don't.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know about either one of them.
Mm.
Um, yeah.
But you do like
So
Brady Swinson, right?
yeah, I've seen a couple highlights on him, and I've seen him talked about. I think Jordan Reed first put him on my radar. Then I try to go find a couple highlights of him on a YouTube, and
Mm.
oh, I forgot what game it was that I
Yeah.
saw. And I was just checking out his technique, his form, his motor, because something that you can't coach is effort.
Is
You know what I'm
that there
saying?
you go.
Trying to get somebody to get to the ball. You know, when they get to the ball, they coming with a reckless abandon. You know, do they make the quarterback or the running back or whomever feel their presence? You know, that's what I was looking for. But he he um he had a decent highlight tape.
Okay. All right. Well, you know what? Let's go with Mr.
Donovan,
Swinson then.
Pop said he
Yeah.
like Donovan. That's his sleeper. Out of
Okay.
Boston College.
Hmm.
Hmm.
All right.
Okay,
Well, you know
let's
what?
take.
You
Go
know
ahead.
what, Poppy? Hey, we appreciate your opinion. Let's go ahead, Mr. Donovan here. Let's see what we
All
get.
right.
A plus. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So
All
okay.
right.
So
Cuz
we got
where
defensive
would you go
lineman.
from here?
Okay, defensive lineman, safety, edge. I'm going to see what's going on with the cornerback room.
Oh.
Okay,
Ooh.
Denzel Burke, Dalen
Denzel
Everett,
Burke.
Darian Porter.
I don't
Hmm.
know who Dalen Everett is, but the fact that he was a starter at Georgia, listen, if you good for Kirby, you good enough for Kirby Smart, hey, you good
He
enough
good
for
enough
me,
for.
my book. Yeah,
Okay.
Darian Porter. Like I watched a couple Iowa State games this year because, of
Hmm.
course, they play in the Big 12. But I
Yeah.
don't know much about him. But Denzel Burke was a former five-star recruit coming out of high school that went to Ohio State. So you definitely have I guess you could say a baller type pedigree,
Okay.
bloodline, whatever. I don't know. He's pretty
Yeah.
good. Denzel
Okay.
Burke is pretty good. I wouldn't be mad at him playing the opposite side of J.C. Horn.
Okay. Bloody said he's looking for a wide receiver, cornerback. Yeah, let's go peek at the wide receivers real quick. I think my man from LSU probably not gonna
Savion
be best.
Williams.
Mm-hmm.
Savion Williams at TCU, that
Mm-hmm.
is Cordell Patterson 2.0. He looks like him, same
Mm-hmm.
size, build. He's like 6'2", 6'3", 225. For TCU this year, he played wide receiver, he played
Mm-hmm.
quarterback, he played running back. He did whatever TCU needed, and he was balling at each one of those positions. Like he is a true Swiss Army knife. And like I said, he ain't no little fella. He's like 6'2", 225, and he got good speed. But yeah, Savion Williams. Now that's something that someone brings versatility to your offense.
Mm-hmm. Mm. Okay.
Yeah, hey, I don't,
All right.
I don't, I don't know if Dave Canales can use something like that. If that's
I'm
something
sure he can.
that would fit into his scheme. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, you have to watch. Hey, that dude, that boy the truth. That boy
You
the
know
truth.
what? This I don't think this would be a bad pick because Dave Canales does like to throw in trick play here and there. And if you have somebody that can do a
And
lot of
he
them
like
things,
yeah,
yeah. Okay. All
and
right.
he like to run that jet sweep too.
Yeah.
So you got
Okay.
somebody that is familiar with running that jet sweep, and he
Mm-hmm.
definitely got the speed and get downhill quick. Cause that's something that we've always talked about since Laviska Shenault. We haven't had a true wide receiver or gadget player that runs that jet sweep and can just put his
Mm-hmm.
foot in the ground and get upfield, get north south. You know what I'm saying? It's like
Okay.
everybody wants to run as fast as they can towards the sideline. Well, shit, that ain't getting you nowhere.
All right.
You know.
Okay. We'll go
But
Savion
Savion
Williams here.
Williams, he
Yeah.
he will he will remind you if you go back, if you get a chance to go watch him play highlights,
Mm-hmm.
you'll be like, damn, that's Cordell Patterson 2.0.
Okay. All right. And Cheshire Cat said Denzel Burke, nice. But you know what? We got picks 109 and 112. So let's take Savion
Mhm.
Williams here. And I'm not gonna mess with the trades. So we go back to
I hope
cornerbacks.
he there.
Denzel Burke
He's
is still
still
there.
there.
Take Denzel
Yeah,
Burke. That cool?
yeah, that's cool.
All right.
Yeah, I like Denzel
Okay.
Burke, man.
And then our next pick is not that far off at 139. Okay. Yeah, and I ain't messing with no trades right now. Okay, so we
Mhm.
have defensive lineman, safety, edge rusher, wide receiver, cornerback. We go to all available. Um Now best available, you got let's see, a Johnny
Mhm.
Cornelius, offensive tackle from Oregon, Carson
Yeah,
Swizinger, I hope I'm saying that right, linebacker from
yeah,
UCLA.
Schwarzenegger, I think.
Swinziger.
Yeah,
Swishinger, gotcha. All right.
yeah, he's
Now,
pretty good. He's pretty
okay.
good.
Okay.
Uh,
Now let me look at linebackers because we still got we got Trevor Wallace, we do have Josie Jewell, okay, but we still have to, in my opinion, account for the fact that Shaq might not be here, and we do have to, if
mhm.
nothing else, we have to add some depth at that linebacker position, and it might be a it might be a good pick to look at that here, because just say Josie and Trevor Wallace can both stay healthy next year if Shaq Thompson is not brought back. That'll be good for this whoever if we do take a linebacker for them to sit back and learn. But also if the fact that they are counted on to come in and play, hopefully we won't have to be scrummaging off the practice squad again all year.
No, you're right. Oh, I was checking on two things 'cause Lander
Mm-hmm.
Barton, that's a big linebacker. He's like 6'4". ESPN have him at 6'4", 236. So you can say he run at 235 to 240 range.
Mm-hmm.
Carson Schwarzenegger is 6'2", 225. So and for NFL linebacker, he's kind of light. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
He's not that thumper that you would want, especially playing that 3-4 defense. But Lander Barton, he got the height. He kind of reminds me as far as measurements, Jack Campbell that came out a couple years ago out of Iowa. Jack Campbell was like 6'4", 245, close to 250. Well, Lander Barton is not that far off, and he's good in coverage. I watched that game where Utah
Mm,
played Colorado, and he picked off Shador, I think in like the second or third play of the game. Dropped back
yeah.
in coverage, playing the hook, and picked him off. Went up, got it, all hands. You know what I'm saying? I think that was like his second or third interception of the season of his career. I don't remember exactly,
Mm,
but I like Landon Barton because of his size, and he comes from a system where discipline is definitely foremost. I mean that's the first thing you think about when you think of Utah. You think of a disciplined team, and he comes from a disciplined defense.
okay. I ain't mad at now. What's going on, Big Walt? He said, need that
What's up, Big
tackle
Walt?
of the future. Take Lander at 145. Or to take Lander at 145 and take, I guess he wants us to take my man from Oregon right here. But you know what? I don't know if Lander will
Yeah,
be there at 145. So Tony, I'm with you. I think we should take Lander here.
yeah, because that dude out of Oregon, he transferred into Oregon from Rhode Island.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He was at Rhode Island last year before he transferred to Oregon this year. I don't know what his stats, were this year for Oregon. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Okay.
I think our offensive tackles are pretty set. I don't think we need offensive tackles right now.
All right. Let me
But
see.
he's there at 145
Mhm.
interior offensive lineman. Jerry, I don't know who that is. I don't know anything about him neither.
Yeah. That's the one thing I do like about PFF a little better. They break them down by centers, guard,
Mhm.
tackle, and all that. So some of these cats I do have to look up. Now I know this would be a stretch, but now Cooper Mays, it is a center.
Yeah,
he
that'd be a
bring
stretch.
he
That's
bring his brother in here.
that's K May's little brother. Yeah,
K Mays little brother.
yeah,
Yep.
that's his
Okay.
little brother.
All right. Now, me personally, I think that we should start doubling down at excuse me at one of these positions, whether it be edge or defensive line.
Those top two names, JJ
Hmm.
Pegues and Aeneas Peebles.
Yeah.
Some people have said that Aeneas Peebles, because I haven't went and watched any tape on him. I just know the name because he played in ACC. And he had a good
Hmm.
year. I think he transferred from Duke to Virginia Tech. If that's the same
Okay.
Aeneas Peebles, but they said, now I don't know this to be true, but some people have said he has better pass rushing skills than Mason Graham. Now, I don't know how
Mm.
true that is. I have to go and look and see for myself, but I have seen the conversation on Twitter a few times where they
Yeah.
have said that. And I'm like, okay, you got my attention. But JJ Pegues, he's the
Hmm.
big defensive tackle from Ole Miss. In goal line situations,
Hmm.
they give him the ball. He turns into a fullback or a
Yeah.
running back. Yeah. He's that athletic
Hmm.
for a big man. And
Okay.
he's a nose guard. He's a nose guard. Yeah.
Okay. And you
So
know what? And I think you mentioned something earlier that's going to be prevalent. Now, in Evero's
mhm,
scheme, is he going to take any of these bigger, defensive linemen?
yeah.
Because we have seen he is, he
Well, neat.
doesn't.
Yeah.
Go ahead, go ahead.
Go ahead. Go ahead. No,
No,
I'm
no,
gonna
I'm
say
done. I'm done.
Aeneas Peoples is a three technique. JJ
Mm,
Pekeys, yeah, he plays nose guard, but he's not like
yeah.
340 or 350, nothing like that. I think he's around like 320,
Hmm. Okay.
325, may if that big. If he's
Yeah.
that big.
Okay. Let
Yeah.
me see. All right.
But
Well, does
at
anybody?
this point in the draft, I don't think if
Mhm.
you want to double down, you can't go wrong with either one of those guys, to be
Okay.
honest.
Let me ask you now. What about edge? Does anybody at edge jump off here to you?
Fidel Diggs played at Syracuse this year. He
Mm,
transferred in from Texas A&M. He was part of that highly touted class that Texas A&M had like a couple years ago where they had uh, uh what's my boy name? The big defensive tackle. He was a 5-star, like
Mm,
rated number 2, number 3 coming out of high school. I'm pretty sure I know he went first round. But they
gotcha.
had like an all-star cast of recruits that came in that year on that defensive front for Texas A&M, and he was one of them. But when the defensive line coach for Texas A&M got the defense coordinator position at Syracuse, he followed
Mm,
him, and he had a pretty decent year this year for Syracuse in the ACC. So yeah, for Fidel Biggs, Fidel Diggs is not bad. I
okay.
don't know who Ja Jordan is or Savion Jones.
All right.
Yeah,
Well,
those
I
other names I'm not familiar with.
I say we go edge here. We can double back to defense. Like we already got Mason Graham. We do got
Hmm.
my man from Boston College. But just think about if we can have Mason Graham, Derek Brown, and Ashawn Robinson, healthy all year. I still think we need to add some quality depth to the edge spot. So I say we go ahead and get Mr. Diggs here, and then we can
Okay,
swing back. All right.
all right.
So we
Big
pick
Walt said.
again.
He said people's good value here, but I don't know who said that better pass rusher than Graham. But come on now, I seen a clip of him showcasing a nice little spin move though. But yeah, I can't remember who it was. I think it was somebody I just started following today, cause
Mm,
they um they are a former scout for the NFL, and they talk a lot about the trenches, and he was talking about Aeneas Peebles. And I'm like, okay, like I said, I haven't seen it. I had to go back and see it for myself.
mm.
But yeah, that piqued my interest because I was like, Graham is a whole nother beast. I don't know if you want to just be saying that. That don't sound good to me.
All right. Cool
Yeah,
beans. Okay. So now tight end might be a spot that we also have to look at as well because it's not a guarantee that Tommy Tremble is going to be back. And the
that
only
is
tight
true.
end that we have right now on contract, I think,
Under
is
contract
Jatavian Sanders.
is Jatavion Sanders. Yeah.
Yeah, everybody else
So
is a free agent.
I don't know much about Luke Lachey, whatever his
Mm,
name is. But
mm,
listen, that's tight end you. One thing you gonna do at Iowa, you gonna learn how to block, and you're gonna be able to catch passes. That's all I know about
yeah.
our tight ends. And every our tight
Mm,
end that has come out in the past 7 to 10 years have been a
mm,
baller. Have not been a disappointment. So yeah, I've seen Jake Brenningstool for Clemson play a couple times. I've seen him make some big time catches, especially early on this season when the wide receiver core, 'cause they were still young, so they were using Jake Brenningstool a lot more
mm.
this season because that wide receiver room is very young and inexperienced.
Okay. Well, like Austin said, I don't, Iowa's tight end you. Um,
Hmm.
I say we go Leachy here. What you think?
Yeah, yeah. Like I said, we
All
can't
right.
go wrong there.
And dig it. He said, does this program allow you to put the name to see where they went? I don't think so. I think the best we can do on this one, you can show the drafted players, but you kind of gotta you gotta go to
Mm.
each thing and scroll down, but it does not show you
Oh,
exactly
okay.
where they went. All right.
Okay.
So let me go back up.
So
Okay.
what we got
So
so
this
far?
is all right. We got Mason Graham, defensive lineman, safety Xavier Watts, I know the name. Edge Donovan is Raku. Hope I'm saying that right from Boston College. Wide receiver
Don't start
Savion
me
Williams from
lying.
TCU. Cornerback Denzel Burt from Ohio State. Linebacker Landon Barton from Utah. Fadil Diggs, Edge from Syracuse, and Luke Lachey or Lachey, however you say that, tight end from Iowa.
Okay. Um, let me see what's that wide receiver.
Okay.
Mhm. Kobe Hudson is a pretty good receiver out of UCF. I
Mm,
know UCF didn't have the type of year that they wanted to this year, but he's a decent receiver.
yeah,
Um I don't really know anything about Bo Collins. I heard that name because last week he caught that wide open pass
yeah.
in the game against Texas. But other than that, I've never heard of him.
Okay,
Um yeah, they ain't nothing really moving me over there on on that wide receiver side. But
let's
the
look what
thing I
Big
like
Walk
about
said.
Savion,
Oh,
huh?
go ahead.
We will.
No, I was just
We
saying
know
Big
what you
Walk said, "What about a running back?"
Yeah, yeah, we can see what's that running back.
Mm,
Hey, David Martinez is not a bad. Hey, that's your big back right there, CJ.
okay.
That's somebody that can move the chains when you talking about, 3rd and 1, 4th and inches. You want to move the pile. That's somebody that can move the pile. Damon Richardson transferred to Miami from Oregon State, and if I'm not
Mm,
mistaken, he was it was Damon Martinez, Omarion Hampton, and Ollie Gordon. I think they were Dope Walker finalists last year. Yeah.
okay. I will shoot. Let's go with I say we go with Mr. Martinez.
Yeah. Oh, Trevor Etienne is there too.
Oh,
Trevor
okay.
Etienne, that's okay.
All right. Well, I'll let you pick, Tom. Go ahead.
No, I'm just looking at the names. But if you take Trevor Etienne, that's pretty much giving you the same type of back that you have with Jonathan Brooks and Chuba Hubbard. But
Mm,
Damian Martinez is a whole different back. You know what we were thinking or was hoping that we would get from Dylan Johnson?
yeah.
He's a big bat like Dylan Johnson with a little bit more speed and I think some better production from Oregon and this year Miami. Miami was nothing like he had the year before Oregon, but he still played a vital role with Miami. I think they had a freshman running back that he was splitting carries with down there in Miami because I know Miami had like 2 or 3 running backs that can go at any time. But when he was at Oregon, it was all about him. Bo
Okay.
Collins with the okay. Yeah, okay. I remember Bo Collins at Clemson,
Gotcha. All right.
then
Shoot. Hey,
transferred.
let's
Okay.
let's go ahead and get Mr. Martinez here. All
All
right.
right. Uh,
So that is our draft. Papa said Martinez is a power back. Okay.
yeah, he is.
So
He
yeah, we
is.
got Mason Graham, defensive lineman out of Michigan, Xavier Watts, safety out of Notre Dame, Donovan is again, hope I'm saying that right. Edge out of Boston College, Savion Williams, wide receiver out of TCU, Denzel Burke, cornerback out of Ohio State, Lander Barton, linebacker out of Utah, Fidel Diggs, edge Syracuse, Luke Leachy, tight end from Iowa, and Damian Martinez, running back from Miami, the U. Okay.
Hey, that's God willing, if we can get those type of players with
Mm-hmm.
those 9 draft picks that we have,
Yeah.
dog, you just have infused your whole team with talent, quality, good talent.
Mm-hmm.
That
Yeah.
these aren't all these guys are guys that have started and have good production on the college level. When you talk about a Mason Graham, excellent
Mm-hmm.
production, hands down. And Xavier Watts, I didn't know anything about him until second half of this season. I think his draft capital rose as Notre Dame got, further and further close to making the college football playoff. I don't know who Donovan is. That's Poppin's pick. So Poppin,
Mm-hmm.
we putting that on you. Yeah. Uh, so Savion Williams, Denzel Burke, Landa Barton, like those guys can definitely come in and add some quality depth to whatever
Mm-hmm.
position that you have. And if injuries were to happen, I'm confident that some of those guys could step in and start, and somebody may not get their position back. But Denzel Burke is
Mm-hmm.
definitely cornerback that I can see playing opposite of J.C. Horn.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Cool beans. Cool beans.
Mhm.
All right. Well, that is our draft, y'all. Okay. So we do have an announcement to make, and it's kind of some sad news, but this is, and I hate to say this, but this is going to be our last live with two fans in the stands. Okay, this is probably going to be our last episode together. Me and Tony have decided to, to part ways. Okay. Um, Nothing bad. Okay. We still cousins. We still love each other. I still got his back. He still got mine. Okay. But
No
we
doubt.
we just we've come to an agreement, to part ways. So this will probably be the last episode for both of us on Two Fans in the Stands. Um Now I can speak for myself. Still going to do content. Okay, I'm still going to do content. This has happened kind of quick for us. This has all been in the last, like couple days. Okay, so this
Yeah.
hasn't been anything, lingering for a while. This all happened kind of fast. I do plan on still doing content. I am going to, leave the link to, my new page in the comments. I kind of put it together a little bit last night. Don't have anything on there, but I plan to put some stuff on there. Tony, I don't know what your plans are. I don't know if you got anything you want to tell the folks.
Yeah. Like CJ said, we have mutually come to agreement to part ways. Like I told CJ, and I tell you guys in the chat, everything and everybody has an expiration date, right? No matter how good something may be or whatever the case may be, it's just time for each other to do our own thing. I know I'm going to eventually do something, but there's some things that I need to work out and be better with, especially on the technical side. Since I two fans and stands IT guy is no longer part of the team, so there's some things I definitely got to learn on my end. But I will be around. Haven't came up with a page or anything like that. But you can follow me on Twix at Tony underscore two fans. So I still be doing that. I still be hopping in on other people's lives and you know if I get opportunity and things like that. But I think there's some things that we're gonna try to iron out to where we can still do some content together, but it won't
Mm-hmm.
be um as far as two fans in the stands. We'll be our own separate entity. So yeah. So yeah,
Okay.
that's all I got, man. Like I said, see, hey, that's my cousin. Like I told him, whether we've been talking 2, 3 years or 30 years, we got the same blood running through our veins. So ain't nothing gonna change that. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna have his back in person, or if he was 8,000 miles away, it is what it is. He's still family.
Yeah, we got you. Yeah, and I can't lie, y'all. This is a tough one. I swear this was a tough one. I woke up this morning and I sat up on the side of the bed and I just went, ah, I can't believe this is what we about to
Yeah,
do. But yeah.
yeah,
So hey,
it's
but
definitely been tough.
but like I said, you know, I just dropped, like I said, I'm gonna continue doing content. Still got some things in the works. For all of our members out there, I'll probably put out another member Monday video and let y'all know some things that's kind of going on, some things in the future. We would like to to keep y'all in the loop on stuff that we have been
Right.
working on. And but yeah, I let me tell you, I thank everybody. I thank everybody for the support. Cuz I thank you for bringing this idea to me, some years ago, because I had absolutely
I need a little laughter right there. I need because this is getting too somber and sad. But
Oh
yeah,
God. But yeah, I thank you for bringing this idea to me, a few years ago, because I had no intention, no inkling of doing a podcast. I was always terrified to be in front of people, getting on camera. The first thing I told them was like, "We ain't got to get on camera, dude. Okay, cool. I can
right.
talk. You know what I
And I
mean?
was like, hell no.
Yeah, but it's come to this, and I actually really love doing this, way more than I ever could have imagined. Okay, but like we said,
Hmm.
like I said, we mutually agreed to part ways, but it's all good. You're going to see us together again in the future. Okay,
Yeah.
but yeah, but just be on the lookout. I dropped my link in the chat. If y'all want to go over there and check, like I said, ain't nothing up there yet. I gotta put some stuff up there, but it'll be coming soon. Okay.
Okay.
But yeah, but Tony, anything else before we get out of here, cuz for the final time?
Nah, shit. It's like one of those situations where you know something about the end, like how the players be at the Super Bowl and they just lost the Super Bowl, but they sit on the fans, they sit on the sidelines, watch all the confetti drop for the other team and this and that, because they just not ready to go in. Yeah, it's just one of those moments, man. But like I said, it's for me, it's it's probably going if I want to continue um doing content, on YouTube and things like that, there's some things that I know I'm going to have to get better at, and it's probably going to. Well, I know it ain't no probably. It's going to force me to get better at those situations, at those things. So, um, this can be a blessing in disguise for everybody. That's what I hope. You know.
Okay. All right. Cool
Yeah.
beans, cool beans. Well, again, to everybody out there, one last time, thank you.
Oh,
Thank you for being. Okay,
and
go ahead, Tom.
I didn't mean to cut you off. And like
No,
Doug
go ahead.
said, it is not hot plate fault.
No,
Okay?
it is.
It's not
It's
hot
not
plate
Hot Plate's
fault.
fault.
He, he did he did have nothing to do with this. All right, Doug. We got your back, dog. We got your back.
I'm
All
sorry,
right,
Doug. I ain't
CJ.
see that. But hey, but again, thank y'all to
Oh
everybody.
man.
Thank y'all for these last few years. It has been fun. And like I said,
Yes, sir.
it's not a total end. Okay. Like I said,
Right.
y'all still going to see me, 2-3 times a week on here. Like I said, I got another platform, but it's not gonna be last time you see Tony. It's not gonna be last time you see us together. Okay. But as
Right.
far as two fans in the stands, that chapter in our journey is coming to an end. Okay. And again,
Yeah.
thank you to everybody for y'all support over the years, whether it's been commenting, watching, super chats, being members, all the good times, the jokes, the nicknames, everything.
Man, let God let Doug come up, man.
Say I'm pissed they won't let me come up and change their name. Doug, you you
They're
you want to join
mine.
real quick, Doug? No, it's to change their mind. Doug, you stupid. All right.
Yeah.
But yeah, but again, we thank everybody. And as usual, I'm going to end the show like I always do. Now, this is not going to be the last time you hear it, but this will be the last time you hear it on Two Fans in the Stands. All right. So, as I always say, um, leave y'all with three things. Number one, y'all be good. Number two, y'all be safe. And number three, as always, Panther Nation, keep pounding, man. We will see you again.